Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Dylan, and welcome to Dylan the Truth Podcast. If you guys are new to this channel, I'd like for you guys to subscribe to it and also hit that like button. Deeply appreciated. Now, this segment is a pretty funny one, but it's a very unusual current event. I've never seen anything like this in quite some time. Um, this is about the Detroit Pistons. The Detroit Pistons are clearly the laughingstock of the NBA right now. They have lost, take this in, 27 consecutive games. I'll say that one more time. The Detroit Pistons have lost 27 consecutive games. I mean, to say that's embarrassing, that would be an understatement. This is damn right pathetic. Like, I don't understand how a team could lose that amount of games in a row. Like, what is going on with that organization? It just doesn't make sense to me. Like, I knew the team wasn't going anywhere. I felt like that Detroit Pistons was going to be one of these lottery teams. They're trying to play for a really good draft pick. I didn't expect much from them. Like, I didn't have no high expectations for this team. I pretty much had them like in the bottom of the barrel when it comes to the Eastern Conference. So I knew they were gonna be bad this season, but I didn't know they were gonna be this bad. Like, this is just straight embarrassing. Like, I don't understand how they lose a lot of these games. It's not like a lot of these games that they're getting blown out. They're losing some close games. It's just they can't close them out. And you have to wonder what is going on in that organization. Now, they do have Monty Williams. He's a respected coach in the NBA. But he has to take onus for this one because something doesn't make sense for a team, a franchise like the Detroit Pistons. Now, mind you, the Detroit Pistons, as far as their franchise, they won 3 championships. One in '89, one in 1990, and their last one was in 2004. So this team, the franchise, they're known for being a gritty team. They might not be the most skilled teams of all time, but they had a way of being very physical, and the physicality is what they do best. Even though that was their thing in the '80s, it trickled down to 2004. 2004, I mean, that might have been probably the greatest defensive team I've ever seen in my lifetime. They were locking down teams. I'm talking about, a lot of teams would only average like 89 points. That's unheard of. In today's game, what's considered a great defensive team is them, their opponents averaging about 103. That would be considered a great defensive team. Just let that one sink in. In today's game, if your opponent average, or you make them average about 103 points, that's considered a great defensive team. Whereas Detroit in '04, they were locking down teams, and their opponents were averaging about 89 points. Straight dominance in that on that end, the defensive end. But we got to fast forward to this year. That was 2004. We're in 2023. Now, I could place some blame definitely on the coach, Monty Williams. Also, Cade Cunningham. What he's averaging right now, he's averaging 23 points, 4 rebounds, 7 assists. He's shooting about 45% from the field, not too bad. 33% from the 3-point line. It's not too great. Like, he's okay at shooting threes. He's a respectable free throw shooter at 87%, and he's average a steal. I don't know. Like, to me, I find with Cade Cunningham, I always felt like he was a really good player. I didn't think he was a player that would move the needle as far as what the franchise wanted. He seems like a guy that's just, he could score. Don't get me wrong. It's like he's just getting his. He doesn't seem to galvanize the troops and make them play better. From what I've been seeing, I've been watching him for quite some time, and I gotta be honest. Like, I'm not a big fan of his. Like, I know he can play. He's a really good player, but it's just something about him. Like, he doesn't have that. Um, I'd say the leadership to, I guess, lead a team. I just don't see it with him. Maybe in time he will, get there. But as of right now, it's just a mess. And, he's got to be held accountable for this because if he is the best player on the Detroit Pistons, he has to get a bulk of this blame. This is what happens. This comes with the territory when you're the best player on the team. You have to take majority of the blame. Um, I don't know. I don't think like his scoring and what he does on the court um, actually helps the team. Like, how could I put it? What he does, like his scoring doesn't really impact the team. Like, certain players, like when they score, it's like, oh gosh, it's really deflating. You're kind of like, oh my god, what am I gonna do? It just kills their spirit. Whereas with him, it's kind of like teams will just be like, okay, yeah, you can score, whatever. We'll neutralize everybody else. So that means a lot of the players on his squad are basically standing and watching him kind of operate, and a lot of them will get out of rhythm, and that's kind of hard for these players because there's a lot of players that's rhythm players. They need to feel that first shot go in. Once they feel that shot goes in, then it's like a snowball effect, and then everybody starts feeling good. Then everybody starts sharing the ball. You might play a little bit more defense, but I just don't see it with this team. Like, they're just god awful. You want to know the last time Detroit Pistons won? Really take this in. The last game that they won was against the Chicago Bulls, 118 to 102. It was a convincing win. That was all the way back since October 28th. That's basically around the time when NBA started their season. October 28th. 2 months they haven't won a game. I mean, I don't know what to say about this. Like, this is unheard of. Like, I know there's a lot of teams that's not that good. Maybe expect it. But at least put up a fight, man. Like, you guys gotta win games. Like, you only won 2 games so far this season. 2 games. This is absolutely pathetic. And I don't know what's going on in that organization. They really need to shake things up because Detroit's usually like a respectable team. This is unreal. I don't know. But I do feel for the fans in the city of Detroit, man. Like, they're really feeling it. Just hang in there. The better years are ahead of them. But yeah, I would just leave it there. This is pretty embarrassing. I would like to thank everybody who tuned in to this video. Till next time, peace.